Tell me what's on your mind.
Hey there. Well, let me kill this. This looks ugly. This looks horrible. Goodness gracious. Some days the green screen just ain't gonna work. This is one of those days. Anyway. Alrighty. So here I am, 150 subs. The special. I kind of sent stuff to people late, so I might have some company. I might not. I don't know. But we're gonna proceed either way. Um, Anyway, so I got to 150. Wow. I'm kind of like flabbergasted, just like I'm sure a lot of people are who's ever watched me stream. Uh, how did that guy? How did that guy ever get there? To be honest, I'm not really entirely sure. Um, I know Todd's in the chat over there. Todd, you mind telling me if I'm okay with the sound and everything? Okay. Well, all right. Let's check. It's good. Anyway, so I was trying to decide what I was going to do because over the weekend, Mr. Global Frequency kind of pushed me, and I had the crack pack kind of joined in, and I wound up flowing from hovering around 140 something to over 150. Actually, I got over 160, and then it dropped back down. So I don't know if I said anything or if it's an algorithm or whatever. Most likely something I said. Well, yeah, most likely something I said. Depending on when you consider how many people have like declared a fatwa against me at work, evidently I'm a little abrasive, a little bit abrasive, just a little bit. Okay. Anyway, so Mr. Redshift Todd over there is going to be lurking. Uh, we have a meeting at the same time. Bless your heart. Mr. Phoenix Animation was in here earlier. Just wanted everybody to know he's first. So good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you. I think that's all we got over there so far. All right, no big deal. Anyway, so I decided I'd put together a little bit of a presentation today. How about that? I was hoping I'd have a little bit of more people in here. Also, I have a video to show to demonstrate my prowess, or allegedly. Hey, I do have somebody in the chat. It happens to be a bot. I'm tempted to keep him around, just to keep me company here. But alas, I'm going to go ahead and block them. Remove. All right. Yeah, some of those days, man. Some days you have plenty of people, and then other days you pretty much black. Okay. Some days you have plenty, and then other days you are alone. Okay. Anyway, so Kokoshuku or Kokoshuku Papa Shango. What's up, man? I always have Vince. If I have nobody else, I've got Vince. What's up, dude? Um, you know what? I am going to go ahead and make you a mod, dude. How about that? Yeah, there you go. Did I block you by accident? I may have blocked you by accident. I did not mean to do that. Um, no. I'll say, you still there with me, Vince? I hope I didn't block you, dude. I was over here blocking bots. I may have blocked you. Oh, wait a second. Oh, there we go. Caught you in mid cough. Oh, you know, you don't have the coof, do you? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
All
there
right.
it is. Hey,
Yeah,
how's it going?
yeah. I was checking my friend Vince over here. I was afraid that I blocked him or something.
Oh, Vince.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Kokushuku Papishango.
No, I know that. I'm saying you blocking everybody today, huh?
I just blocked a bot. Come on now. Uh, I don't know. After you guys were ragging me earlier, I was like, I'm gonna block every one of you guys. I'm gonna block you all. Anyway, hey, Belmont's telling me to shave my eyebrows. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna shave my eyebrows.
Damn.
Yeah, just I'm not gonna pull a Pelosi and be paint, 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 paint. You know.
But she actually did that.
Well, she looks like she's got them painted on. I mean, I don't think you can get them that high on your forehead naturally. I don't know. Of course, she's probably got all that facelift stuff. I mean,
Yeah. Maybe she's trying to be a geisha.
Maybe I don't know. I used to work with a woman and she'd paint her eyebrows on it. And she always looked startled, you know.
Oh my god. Dude, I actually want to see that now. Like, can you just imagine she's just looking like somebody took a shit in her coffee every day?
I know, seriously. But it used to be a thing. I mean, ladies would completely either shave their eyebrows or pluck them out and then redraw them how they wanted them, you know.
Oh yeah, but, I'm glad we don't live in that era anymore. I'm glad it's not a.
Yeah, right. Of course, you're talking about people that used to like paint arsenic on their skin.
Oh yeah.
So you know that there was that. You know, at least it was in the cream that they put on or whatever.
I feel that.
Yeah. Well, it was like, why do all our females die in their 30s? What in the world's going on here? Yeah. They're poisoning themselves. Anyway. Anyway, so I guess it's just gonna be the two of us. Nobody else wants to hang out, but no big deal. We'll just we'll proceed. So you're gonna see the team, man. You're gonna see the whole team today.
Ooh, are they going to be wearing pants?
Yes, all of them are going to be wearing pants. Except for one. She may not.
Misogynist.
Anyway,
I knew there's something else about you.
Yeah. Let me. There we go.
Okay.
All right. So this is community service banner, provided to me by Zevius,
Nice.
ever talented one. First one is the old Colonel Ironsides, cast iron Continental. I think you know him well. He's kind of been around. I got a few more arts. Mm-hmm.
I was saying, let's say I didn't know who he was. How would you describe him?
Well, I would describe him as the, in my world, he is the United States' first powered person to show up on these shores, to be part of the fledgling country. And when there were powered people around before him, but he was the first one that was like exclusively for the United States. Well, they weren't the United States; they were the colonies. But he arrived as a Irish immigrant, and he actually was a bondservant to a printer in Boston.
Cool.
But the printer was printing pamphlets for the underground, the movement that became the revolution. Um, he was printing anti-British pamphlets, basically,
Nice,
and
nice.
and he was found out. He was informed upon, and he was dragged out in the street and basically beat to death by
Ooh,
British soldiers to kind of. I mean, people don't understand that British were an occupying force,
yes. Was this
and
before or after Crispus Attucks?
this was after Crispus Attucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
this would have been after. But yeah, so he basically was kind of left unemployed, but he was also left really pissed off.
yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Well, I mean, he was like shoved into workhouses in England, and he was like press ganged into servitude by the British Empire. Uh, and then he comes over here to America, expecting trying to get away, start a new life, and then they ruin his life over here. The only person that was ever kind to him, and they beat him in the streets. So yeah,
Mm,
he had to. So he joined the under the force under General Washington, and he
Continental.
developed a reputation for being particularly fearless scout for the Continental Army.
Hmm.
And well, he was sent with a letter for Francis Marion, who's also known as the Swamp Fox, and in the
I like that name.
Carolinas. Yeah, and while he was in the Carolinas, he was being chased by some of Ballister's troops, kind of a vicious group, very vicious group. But he stumbled upon an apparatus which actually infused him with the soltrons. The powers in my world come from these little tiny particles or machines in the air called soltrons.
Gotcha.
But he didn't start out powered. He was infused by the soltrons,
Hmm.
and they when they kind of turn on in someone, they basically ask them what they want to
That's
be,
cool.
and he in his fervor to protect the United States, he said he wanted to protect America as long as to his last breath and beyond is what he said.
Yeah.
Okay, so well, what that did? Not only did it give him some powers over gravity, but it also gave him a inability to stay dead.
That's freaking lit.
So
Like, what else could you
yeah,
need?
right. So over the course of his life, he died nine different times.
Hmm.
Um, well, he got tired of dying, the frequency in which he was dying, so he formed a group around him called the Freedom Five. We're going to show them later. Um,
That,
yeah. uh, well, but the reason why he looks like an old man here is because he was ambushed in 1970 at a place called Area 51, and they used an alien technology that they didn't quite understand that turned matter into a crystalline substance, and they were just like wanting a way to get rid of him permanently so he could regenerate. And so the idea was to transform him into another substance where he wasn't like dead; he was suspended animation.
yeah.
That way, he would never come back. That was the theory. But what they didn't determine was that the machine didn't just stayed on like a few seconds because they didn't really do a test firing. This was kind of like they were like last minute plan, and so they didn't really test fire it, so they didn't know how long it lasted, and it had to recharge. And while it was being recharged, They basically, when they shot him, he held his hand out and to protect himself, and it caught his arm, transformed him up to the elbow, and one beam came through and got his eye. So so his right arm up to the elbow and his eye were affected by the beam.
Jesus.
Yeah, right. The weird thing about it is the crystal is pliable. It's a crystal substance, and it's one of the hardest substances that's ever been recorded by mankind in this world. It's harder than diamond,
Pretty lit.
but for some reason it's flexible, so it like operates. But anyway, but the doctors told him if he kept using his power, that the crystal was still growing, and the crystal in his eye, if he used his power, would grow into his brain, basically, and kill him.
Dang.
So they used that as an excuse to retire him, and created a organization in his place called the FERA. But at the beginning of our story, though, they basically gave him a commission so they could order him, basically, because up to that point he had never had a commission. But they basically took his authority out away from him through a amendment to the Constitution called the 28th Amendment. And they created the FERA, which is the Federal Organization of Overpowered People, and basically made powered people a permanent underclass. They either work for the government, or they live powerless, but they can't. There's nowhere in between for them, basically.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, but but there's either incarceration or living powerless, and to get back into society, there's no real bridge there. So this program was started to rehabilitate criminal expressors and get them back into society. Hence the title,
Okay.
Community service.
So they're pretty much just Peter Parker from No Way Home.
Yeah, right. But the thing about it is, though, is he basically figures out that he's not actually impacting America's intelligence like he thought he was.
Yeah.
That they've been lying to him for years. They hadn't been using his intelligence for years, and so he quit. So after 50 years of thinking that he was part of the intelligence apparatus, and he was for the most part up to like a few years before our story, but then he figures out that they basically not been even looking at his stuff because he kept making these suggestions and kept telling him something was going to happen, and then they didn't act upon it. And so he finally figures out that he was kind of content being just a desk jockey as long as he was like protecting America. But once he figures that out, plus about the same time he quit, he found out that he actually still had power.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Well, he was protecting a young girl on a train, and suddenly he was able to use his powers again, and his arm moved. So this, but they're not aware of this. But he basically was using it for the underground, protecting or help, basically delivering expressors to freedom, which is highly illegal in this world, But
oh shoot!
But right before this happens, he gets kind of reactivated because they basically try to kill him. and he finds out that they're trying to like eliminate him as a variable before they go for their final push.
Hey.
And by in doing so, they basically let him know that something's that he needs to intervene, and so he chooses to go once more into the breach. Even if this is going to kill him, he's going to go down fighting. So that's basically why he's an old man. He looks like an old man now, but a very fit old man.
Well, definitely, he could definitely
never
kick my ass.
never lost his muscle tone at all. Because the expressors are still active. That's why he's actually well over 200 years old. But even at 50 years of aging, he only looks like he's like 20 years or 30 years older.
All right.
But anyway, so that's Ironsides. So we will move on to this gentleman, Dr. Cypher.
Yo, let me guess his power. He's able to
Okay.
rap really, really good.
You would be wrong, sir. You would be
Dang.
wrong. No. He is the expediter. He's like over the program of the community service program. He's one of the world's foremost experts on expressors. But what people don't know, what he has not informed anybody, he's kind of under the radar. He happens to be. See, in my world, there's like 3 classes. Class A means that you can affect just yourself. Class B means you could affect others in your immediate surroundings, and Class C's used to be mistaken for gods. Yeah. There's also a rare Class D that can actually affect things on a global scale. There's been very few ever recorded Class Ds. As a matter of fact, in that world, right at that time, there's only one. But we'll get to him. But it turns out he's a Class C empath. Yeah, but he kind of like kept it under his hat. He hadn't really informed anybody in the government. Nobody really knows, because he basically can affect emotions.
Makes sense.
Like, yeah, he can also read emotions. He can affect emotions. He has a limited telepathy, but he's basically contact telepath. But he's extraordinarily powerful. If anybody knows anything about emotions, how emotions are like inform everything about you, you'll know just how powerful he is. But he has a PhD, is a degree in a doctorate in psychology. He also has a doctorate in powers. But he's like a world's foremost expressor. But he is an expressor. And anyway, he also has really snazzy dress sense.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not really.
Nah. I kind of dig the shoot. The only thing I'd be like, yeah, I can agree. I don't know why he's wearing Converses.
Yeah, well, he's after comfort. He's not so much after any. The Converse. I don't know why, but when I like drew him, I was like, I put those on him, and I was like, that just fits him. I don't know why, it just fits him. Because he's like, comfort is the most important thing for him, so that's why he gets them. Anyway, so he kind of becomes the second in command. He's very important to the book. But he kind of like becomes a voice of reason a little bit, because Ironsides is a general, and so he's not going to do well with the modern snowflakes, Anyway, and so speaking of snowflakes, we'll go to the next one. Switch.
Hold on. Dang. You really gave her power canceling.
Yeah, I did. Well, the weird thing about her is she can either boost your powers or she can cancel them, but she can't control which.
Mm.
And they're not even sure why her powers work the way they do. But they when she was young, she lost control, or she basically boosted somebody who had a energy power, and almost blew up her cotillion. Because she didn't know about her powers, and suddenly this guy who thought had his powers under control suddenly, blew the roof off of the gazebo. uh, but since she was a senator's daughter, they put her in this program to kind of help her get control of her powers. And when she went in, she was the most powerful being there. But she lost her virginity to one of the counselors.
What happened?
Well, one of the counselors and her had a tryst, and she was 18 at the time, so it wasn't too creepy.
Okay.
Something about that night messed with her powers and destabilized them. So she went from being able to boost people all the time to suddenly being either boosting them or turning their powers off. And it like switches between, and she can't really control which.
Gotcha.
So that's why I call her Switch. But she's also a senator's daughter, very powerful senator's daughter, and a little bit of an SJW.
I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah, but she's also I like fashioned some of her after remember Paris Hilton back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so she's kind of like a Paris Hilton. But she's a Paris Hilton that dyed her hair and is going after causes and things like that. But in her own vapid way,
Does she actually fight causes, or does she just pick up a picket sign?
She basically picks up a picket sign, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the reason she's in trouble is because she took part in a protest that got violent, and she basically one of her co-conspirators had a power that basically turned the skin into armor. And they basically attacked the line of cops, and they went live rounds because they were getting their butts handed to them, and she got knocked into her partner, and he got shot, and she turned his armor off right as he got shot. So
he dead.
Yeah, so she got involuntary manslaughter charge.
Honestly, I want to see that scene.
Yeah, well, it's going to be in a supplemental. I'm going to write like the origins of all these guys.
No problem.
But because she's a senator's daughter, all she got was like community service for the involuntary manslaughter charge. So yeah, anyway.
You gotta love it.
Yeah, exactly. However, this is new. Yo, Nefarious, what's up, dude?
Yo, Ian?
What's up, nerds?
Yo.
Well, you're one of us, man. Looking good. I dig the look. She also has a Katie Seagal vibe too. Actually, Parker Posey. She's got. She looks like Parker Posey. Look her up. She's like an indie princess, basically.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is the new thing. I've never showed this off. I've showed this picture before, but I've never showed. This is her in the armor that she gets. Okay, ready? Check it out.
I like it. It's pretty good. How does she get it?
Well, Ironsides, to save these guys, he had in his possession these discs that were created by Hephaestus for the Jason and the Argonauts.
Ah.
And they basically take the expressors that are in whatever you're wearing and turn them into armor. But they work with your actually they work with you, and they like design around you and your preferences and your powers.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
There's only like 6 in the world, and he kind of the only way they can possibly get out of that situation is if they have some kind of powers or some kind of armor,
Yeah,
because they're surrounded. The whole thing is they're surrounded. So this is what hers turned into. She was pissed off because she's like, that was Louis Vuitton jeans, So she's like, I better get those back, old man, Anyway, so I said she's a little vapid, but she's actually fun to write. She is hilarious to write. But when she's not thinking about it, she actually like throws herself in harm's way for other people. But when she's not thinking about it, but when she is thinking about it, she's selfish and self-centered and vapid.
Okay, so she's like has the subconscious of a hero, but she hasn't really fully tapped into that yet.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she's because yin and yang. She's a switch, right?
Nice.
Nice, right?
Okay. I see you.
Okay. Now this one, I believe I told you about this guy, but Blackjack.
Oh yeah.
That's Elisha Reginald Summers. He's the son of a former Freedom 5 member named who went by Black Thunder. But he actually is powered by radio waves. He can what most people don't know is that radio waves are like around us all the time. They're energy and they go forever. So we've got radio waves like passing through us all the time. But he has the ability to take that energy and be able to convert it back into power, the energy, and he can project it. He can use it to fly. He can also take over radio signals. So he's a one-man pirate radio station. So you can imagine how he's gotten in trouble over the years. But he also is like an activist, and the thing that he's basically got him into community service was there's they made a amendment to the 28th Constitution, or 28th Amendment of the Constitution, that said that you cannot to fly without a permit. And he is not happy about that. So he's like, they've been fighting that. And the latest thing he did to fight that was he basically burned a message into the rotunda of the Capitol that Congress could go suck a D. So,
oh God.
Anyway, so he's a little bit of a challenge to write, because even if it's endangering his life. What's up, Aerith? What's up, man? Hold on. Yo. I don't know what that is. That's Darren, whatever language that is. The far says hell yeah, Blackjack. Yeah. And Aerith says hola. What's up, guys? But he's hard to write because he won't bend, no matter if it's his own, if it's like his own life at danger, he won't bend. But we got B-Rose. What's up, man? Hey, man. Uh, but it's like he like comes right back at Ironsides every chance he gets. And it's like Ironsides is trying to save this nut, and he's like he can't allow himself to follow orders for anybody, even if it saves his damn neck. And so Ironsides basically, instead of giving him orders, has to like challenge him, and and like treat him like an equal or whatever, and
Exactly.
and it's just like a unique characteristic of him. He's like, I'm not gonna, it's like, yeah, whatever, man, Uh, it's as a matter of fact, Ironsides brings up his dad to challenge him at one point to use his flying ability because he said his dad is a best flyer he ever saw, and he heard you're better, prove it. And then right before he takes off, he's like, "Oh, by the way, don't ever use my dad again, and never, don't ever use my dad again."
Yo, he actually threatened him like, God damn.
Right.
Ooh,
So
shoot.
he's
Well,
a bit of a badass. He's a bit of a badass, but he's kind of like unofficial leader of the other guys. Hit that like and subscribe. Yeah. Thank you, Aerith. Appreciate that. Next guy. This is Deadeye 2. Now,
what happened
yeah.
to Deadeye 1?
Well, that's it. I'm glad you asked. Deadeye 1 is a member of the Freedom Five. He is actually he gained what's they're called a curse. They're powers, but they get passed from person to person. Hold on. Bunny about to pass me in subs. Nah, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen, D-Way. But the original Deadeye was a Confederate officer who, kind of got disillusioned with the Confederate effort, and chose to throw down his sword early before anybody else. Basically, got branded a coward and branded a turncoat. But hold on, he's got two what? Got two eyes. What? Two eyes, man. Obviously. Anyway, bow. Yeah, bow, guys.
Wow.
Anyway, but he joined the Indian fighting effort because he really had nothing else to do with his life, and he became one of Custer's scouts. And Custer didn't trust him though because he was Confederate, and so everything he told Custer to do, Custer did the opposite. And so Little Bighorn, he's like, if we go down there, we die. And Custer's like, okay, then we'll go down there, And but anyway, so he's technically the only survivor of Little Bighorn. But there's a power that was being passed from Indian to Indian to Indian. It was the power of the Dead Eye, and he happened to kill the person that was holding the Dead Eye, and the power went to him. And Arrogant Ape, the whole crowd in here. Hey, Woodrow, Neff, Ben, that's the go.
Yo, the
Yeah,
boys
got
are
the
here.
whole L8. But anyway, the day of the ambush, he actually saves Ironsides from being transformed more than he was. But then he disappears. They basically kidnap him.
Oh shoot!
And then years later, this individual started chilling up. He was kind of like a rumor. He was like a boogeyman story about somebody that seemed to have his power, the Dead Eye, but somebody was pretty much unstoppable and really dangerous and scary. But he during the course of the fight, or during the course of the first book, he actually something within him gets like released. Cypher has to tries to convert him or change him over, and he finds something inside of him, and they think it might be Anderson Carter, the original Deadeye.
Nice.
But they don't really know what it is because he doesn't seem to have a memory of who he was. But he goes by Andy. But the power of the Deadeye is very unique. Basically, it sees the truth in everything. The unvarnished truth. How that translates into the into offense is that he can like Rube Goldberg things, because he sees the truth of how things fall together. He can shoot the weak spot on the one weak spot on something because he sees the truth of it, But he also his personality is that he always tells the truth because he doesn't know it how any other way. He's also basically built from dead man's parts. So if he like has to replace something, he basically can take somebody else's body part and put it on himself. Anyway, so anyway, he's pretty cool character. I haven't got him designed yet, but he's cool. Anyway, this one is Collision.
Oh shoot, he got a baseball bat.
Yeah, well, see, he was a jock when he was in high school. He was basically a jock. Darren Wagner saying Hell Wolf's Band. There you go. Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Darren?
Okay. Yeah. 13 days ran out of crack. All right. You sleep good. You sleep good, Darren. Yeah.
All right. Save some of that crack for me, man.
Yeah, seriously, man. Don't bogart all of it. Anyway, so this guy, he was like a hometown hero. He was the big jock around the block. He was breaking like state records, and he was a baseball player. He's football, track and field. He was breaking all the records. He had this supernatural like athleticism, but they figured out because there's a test that they have that he was powered, and that immediately like erased all the state records. Immediately, like it was almost like if he was juicing.
I feel that.
Yeah, in that world, if you have powers and you don't let people know it, then you're basically seen as like Lance Armstrong, basically.
I feel that. Did his powers even have anything to do with his sport?
No, his powers are actually that he takes on a charge if he's ever hit physically. And the kinetics of it actually absorb into him and create muscle tissue. So he basically hulks out. But any impact, if he can like absorb it into himself and just become bigger. But he can only do it for like 15-minute increments. So it's not unlimited. But so when the armor kind of like started transforming for him, it took that sports background, and it created these bats for him to kind of use. But he's actually kind of a redneck from his mama's basement. Because after he lost his hometown hero status, he kind of like, he never went to college. He never mounted to anything. He just stayed in the basement, played video games, and did his dead-end job thing,
I feel that.
And,
sounds like me 3 years ago.
Yeah, right. But the reason why he's in community service is because he did like over $3 million worth of property damage in like 4 months or something like that.
Oh Jesus!
No, it was 30 million. It was 30 million.
Oh dang!
Because after he figured out his powers, he started doing these videos. They're kind of like YouTube videos, basically. And so he Anyway, so he basically did all this damage because he was like jumping off of buildings and like creating craters in the but doing it all for clicks. Basically, he got that hometown hero status back, and he got addicted to it.
I feel that.
So he's not really, he's endangering property, but he's not really endangering people. He's actually saved some people. Got Greg over here, Greg Levitra. Hell, what's up, man? Anyway, so that's Collision, but he's kind of like the muscle of the group. Next guy is the brains. He's an architect.
Okay.
But he's kid genius, but he's a walking disaster. He in this world, the powered people that are able to invent things are called architects. But they don't have like a what's called a maintenance protocol to keep them alive longer. And so, hold on one second. Greg says he just picked up a new laptop. He'll be back streaming tonight. All right, good to know,
okay,
man.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so he basically tried. He almost blew up his elementary school at a science fair. Thing it was practically a nuclear bomb. He created a new form of an energy generator, and Woodrow needs a new laptop too. I hear you, Woodrow. We all do. But the only thing that saved him was a global man. I'll bring him up later. But yeah, so he has this power. He's basically he can like change the world around him. He has a front end loader. My shit's bugging. Okay, well, good to know, Woodrow. They're just having a conversation without us over there. Anyway, so basically, he's got a front end loader that he's running because they're cleaning up this site where these two superpower beings fought, and just out of boredom, he turns it into a robot. So
that sounds pretty cool, though.
Yeah. So he's got the ability. He can like convert things around him into. And they don't really know how he accomplishes it, but later on, I'm not gonna spoil it. But he's got like a very unique set of helpers. I'll just say that much. Anyway, he could be the most dangerous person on the whole planet. Anyway, right in the middle of a live campaign, no less. Oh, he's talking about his laptop. Okay. Next one. This one is going to be probably a big seller point. This is violence. This young girl named Chevelle Duvalier, she basically picked up a cutlass of the man who basically had trafficked her and was abusing her. Picked up a cutlass that he had off the wall that started talking to her. And it actually was curse. A woman that was inhabiting it was a pirate at one point named Bloody Rosanny. And so if she's like possessed or if this is just her power that she's like thinks that she's a pirate, or what, doesn't really matter, but she's got world's Punisher. So she's this pretty sweet looking little girl, but she converts into this ghostly pirate lady who's also sexy, but basically kills anybody that's guilty. And between them two, they have basically cut a bloody swath across the white trafficking that's going on in the world. They did at that time. They don't know what her body count is, but it's like over 300 or something. Basically, she looks young and pretty and sweet, and then she goes and gets she goes until somebody does something, and then and then she at a certain amount of time she converts to Lady Rosanny and like cuts a you know. But she's like responsible for the diminishing of light trafficking in the world. But she's basically the world's Punisher. But season development, that's like early days there. I think it's everything. Yeah, let's close that out. Anyway, that's the team that we have so far. I don't see anything over there having to do with what we just watched, but let's see. What's Arrogant Ape said? I would like a new laptop, mostly display all the stickers I get from indie campaigns. I ran out of space long ago. Oh, okay. So he just wants it for the stickers on the back. Okay. Yeah, that's a certain thing. Anyway, I did promise one other thing. I'm kind of reluctant here, but I did promise that I would reveal whether or not I can sing or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna have to play that. Here we go.
Welcome to midlife.
No, that's okay, honey. You go on to bed. I'm just gonna stay up and look at the stars a while. Sometimes on nights like these, the age-old memories invade and summon back my younger life. Those years went streaming by, and though I can't deny, I still adore my wife. But there's one love I have lost, and I penny cost to have my hair again. I take that no more tears to rub you there again. I miss the way that's my ease, though it's hard to get the sack. That's not what I most resent. No, it's when I said I want you back. That's where you went. Let's go upstairs again. If your body was denied, I'd have no cares again. If my wavy hair had waved bye-bye, but now I'm the jester. My nickname's Uncle Fester. Because of you, my lost love. Now it seems like only yesterday that we had our falling out. And though it may sound foolish, I went to all the places I saw you last. My pillow, the hairbrush, bathtub drain. And I wish there was some way I could get you. But that's when I got the idea. And I went to the kitchen and I got a Ziploc bag. And I saved these thread in there. And then when I felt blue, I stick my hand in there. And my fingers grew to be touching you. I'd keep you forever. I thought, look at me, I'm clever. But I misplaced at best. And God, I lost all my hair again.
Oh my god.
Okay.
That was perfect. Oh my god. Yo, you can sing too?
Yeah, I sing a little bit. Been doing it for since I was a kid.
Nice.
Well, anyway. Well, I got a bot commented. That's good to know. Block. All right. That's all the comment I got. That's good. Anyway, who knew a bunny could sing? Okay. Wash hands. What? Wash hands. Okay, whatever. Todd.
Well,
Appreciate it, Todd.
Now you gotta do this for your campaign. You need another one.
Anyway, so yeah, I did a musical for Craig. He was directing this musical in his hometown, and he had a guy like just ghost him at the last minute, and they were going into production. Oh, that was okay. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, Vince.
Dang.
But he's like, I knew the musical, and he's like, hey, you mind doing this for me? And I was like, okay, I'll do it. I had to drive from all the way to his town to do like all the, and I had to sleep like at his house and everything, and that's why he's like staying here, because I did all that for him, and he came for a visit, never left anyway. But yeah, so I kind of came on the last minute, and the ladies that you saw one of them sing, but the ladies it's like 3 men and 3 ladies, and it's like vignettes. It's like Saturday Night Live, but it's like a musical thing about midlife, things going on in midlife. But they thought I was a ringer.
A what?
They thought he brought in a ringer. It's like, did you bring in a professional or something? And I was like, oh, okay, well that's nice. Hold on. Thought that was applause. Yeah, it was a show. So yeah, I think I did okay for last minute replacement. But yeah, that song that's kind of floated around on Facebook for a while, and I was like, might as well show it here. Somebody was I was talking about this lady on YouTube, Gray something or other, Lady Voidstalker, Gray Voidstalker, I think his name is. Because she like showed one. She's like, I want to see you sing, and I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I got. I guess they do that like karaoke thing on one of the channels. I don't know which one.
Like Indie Vote.
Indie Vote. Is that where they do it?
I think so. I remember I had to sing on one of that on that one.
Oh, you did? What'd you sing, man?
I had to do the Monster Mash, but I had to like make up story for my pitch.
Oh, okay.
I was trash.
Well, Monster Mash kind of fits your IP though,
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you definitely have some monsters. Anyway, so upon that humiliation, I think we're done for the day. Well, anyway, thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you for populating the chat. So what do you think of my core group of people? You think I got something here?
Dude, I'm gonna say right now,
Yep.
Twitch is going to be my waifu.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You knocked it out of the park with that one. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Right.
Blackjack, pretty awesome. One thing I wanted to say, I think what's his name? Collision.
Yeah.
He looks like DSP, and I like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. he's kind of like in the early developmental stages. Arksider. We haven't really like got him completely totally sorted out yet. We do have the big bad's going to be Obsidian Man, a man who's like manipulates rock, like but he's like made of the volcanic glass, but he can manipulate rock around him and like Sandman does sand.
Is it like any kind of rock?
Yeah, it could. He can like shift rock into any form. Geology is actually essentially everything's made up of the same stuff.
Nice.
But he can control that. But he's mostly made up of obsidian, which is a volcanic glass, one of the hardest substances known to man.
That's pretty lit.
Yeah, it's funny because at one point, Architect tries to burn him alive, and he's just sitting there like tapping his fingers. He's like, "Hey, dumbass, what is the melting point of obsidian?" And he's like, "Oh, no. He's like, "Oh, I can't achieve that, can I?" He's like, "No, you can't achieve that."
Oh, dude, that sounds lit.
It's like, oh well.
Dude really burned himself on that one.
Yeah, literally.
All right, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, since he can control any kind of rock, does that mean he can also control crack rock?
That's not really technically rock.
I know.
Anyway. Okay. Well, appreciate you showing up, man. I appreciate you, for everybody, for the 150 subs. I appreciate everything. I guess I'm going to have to start saying, if you like my content, like and subscribe. I guess I should start saying that, right? The end of everything. Yeah.
You're in the middle of the video.
No. Yeah, I know. I don't know. That's a little cheesy for me, but okay.
No, I feel
he's like right in the middle of a statement. Like and subscribe, by the way. Anyway, that's all I've got for this afternoon. So this has been Telepathic Bunny, Cooper from Telepathic Bunny Comics, and y'all have a nice day. And maybe I should say that before I trigger the,
We'll do it live.
Woo! We're going to do it live. Okay. All right. Later, guys.
Tell me what's on your mind.